What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James DeWin. Not ready as usual. Thanks for showing up 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening so we can draw together. We're gonna use a different kind of pencil today. We're gonna use us a white Prisma color pencil because as I shared with you by accident, we're gonna do a sketch cover that is dark purple. Who's in the house? Patrick Daniels in the house. Hello, Alpha Raiders. What's going on, sir? You beat Fung. Fung is slacking for the number one slot, but Patrick Daniel steals the show, steals it from him. Happy Sunday, Alpha Raiders. What's going on? Brother Benny is in the house. I'm going to show you guys the latest and greatest pages of Alpha Red. Let's do this. Hit that. Add it to the stage. Let's move this around. Kabamski. All right. We're not going to talk too much about it, but there's only one new page as of what I showed you from last week. So, where's my keyboard when I need it? Not close enough at hand. This is page 3. Page 3, where he goes into a battle. I'm calling it the Battle Bay. It's like the what's the X-Men? The X-Men thing. I can't think of the word. Senioritis. Got a little senioritis. We had a late dinner, and I am scrambling to get my mind wrapped around what is supposed to be going on. This is page 6. Look at what's going on here. So exciting. Some of my favorite pages, honestly. Some of the favorite artwork that I've done so far. And I am very excited to show you guys all the cool goings on. Page 9, and here is the newest page, page 10. That is all you get to see. And this here is going to be Danger Room. That's it. Brother Benny came through, helped out my senioritis. I had it. Brother Robert Saver in the house. Long time no see. Alpha Raider from way back when. I don't even know if Rod knows that we call ourselves the Alpha Raiders now. Come on. Alpha Raiders in the house. So we are going to be working with a white pencil, and this is really the pose I want. It was the statue. I was flipping through some images of Goliath, and I don't know if you guys have fond memories of the gargoyles, but man, I remember watching it. Like, it was just outside of me graduating from high school and trying to figure out what post high school James was going to be doing, but I just remember it so fondly. I have tried to revisit it. It's very demonic. The girl's name is Demona, all kinds of stuff. I was like, ooh, I don't think I should be really, liking this as much as I should. So I did watch a couple of the episodes. I liked it, but I felt guilty, so I stopped. Tell me if I'm overthinking it. Guys, tell me if I'm overthinking it. Patrick Daniels says, weren't there a lot of Star Trek The Next Generation actors on the gargoyles? Yeah, so the main guy was Riker. I think Goliath was Riker, right? And then Demona was Troy, or whatever her name is, the psychologist slash like counselor lady. But yeah, this is the pose I want to kind of use, but I'm going to go all in with my style, so it won't be like the cartoon version where it's just kind of mostly open. I'm going to go in with all the bells and whistles as if he was going to be meeting Alpha Red as Alpha Red jumps around on rooftops. So I don't know what Alpha Red would do when he comes in contact with these gargoyles, because they have these spirits, like they're possessed by these spirits, right? Remind me, where's Brother Fong when you need him? gives us all the ins and outs of it. But they get cursed, right? Is that the, as I'm remembering it? But that was 1994. Did you guys grow up watching it? Was that a thing that you remember alongside our favorites like He-Man? And speaking of He-Man, that's coming up next week. I don't know if you guys are, is it coming out next weekend? No, brother Patrick Daniel is very excited about it. I too am excited about it. I'm going to see if I can convince someone to go with me to the movie theater and watch us some Masters of the Universe. Anybody else excited about that? That was all I knew about the show. I never watched this one. It was so good. It was like the animation in the first couple of episodes. Fire. As I recall. Because they give you the backstory. You know, there was a big fight in demon kind of, you know, when the world was possessed by demons, apparently. All right, let's see if I can just keep it like to his teeth. Dun, 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 dun. Brother Ernest in the house. Hey, Alpha Raiders, Gargoyles show was awesome. I'm going to see He-Man. Nice. I need to convince somebody to go with me. My son is graduating next week. And so everything is like, it's all steam ahead. There's no room to talk about anything else because we homeschool. And so the graduation and the graduation party, all in one, all rolled into one, will be next Saturday. I'm not allowed to talk about anything outside of all the planning for that. So, but I need to, so it'll be over by like 6 or 7 at night. So it's either sneak out then, which I doubt, highly doubt it. Got to clean up the house. So Sunday. But here's the thing. There's a meeting at church next Sunday. So I'd have to sneak it in sometime in between. All right. I think we are ready for, let's see what this does. Let's see if we can use the purple of, better not. We're going to pull out these. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to pull it over here. These are some Prisma color pencils. So I know I typically like to use the colored markers just because they move so fast. They help give it a lot of form very quickly. But let's see what we could do with a little bit of little purple, pinkish purple. Let's see, we got some flush tones. We've got some purples in here, but I want to go like a darker purple. Let's see if we can't find us some gargoyles purple. So he's kind of gray. They got him almost gray looking in here. Let's see if we can keep this a little lighter. So I was using the white color pencil to kind of, for the composition, right? Do it for the composition. And so let's see if we can't use a little bit of this kind of color to kind of paint our way through. This is the adventure. Going on an adventure. Going on this ride. Brother Benny says, we're thinking a lot harder about homeschooling. Any tips on where to start or resources? You can start with my wife's podcast. It's called Little by Little Homeschool. And she has been trying to convince people to homeschool for the last 4 years via the podcast. Let's do wait for his eyes here just to make sure we have the placeholder for that. And we'll go back in with the ink after we get all this other stuff going. So what I'm trying to do here is like keep the upper light where the light is hitting them, and then using the purple of the paper as the shadow. So like the top of the ear is what I'm trying to do right here. And so like his hair, he's got like a mullet thing. He's got like a flat top and then like a mullet. So we're gonna just leave that for the use of the gray, whether it's the gray tone markers or if we can find does he have horns? So he has horns up here. And then we want, because he's got some cheek things. So we want to keep all this. Ooh, that's nice. I dig that. Keep most of that coming. And then we can even blend it into the darker. I'm struggling with the wings here. Where do the wings come from in the image? Just in the image. I know I have it kind of sectioned out here, but it's not exactly where I see it now that I'm looking at other of it, different angles. All right, so we got that. This is back, and so his shoulder, we're just going to assume that the moon is what is lighting him up. So this will be, so hopefully this will turn out to look more like a painted thing. And that was one of the bonuses of getting a set of colored markers for Christmas. Because colored pencils. Did I say markers or pencils? I meant pencils. Because I was just kind of wondering aloud what it would be like to have a set of colored pencils. And somebody took me up on it and got me like all the colors. It's not actually all the colors, but it is a lot of the colors. And so when I started taking a look at the videos on how to use it, there were some really cool tutorials. And the images, the final images, look like paintings. And so I got pretty excited about what could be done with these colored pencils. And if you search my Etsy page, you'll see, I think the Tony Stark, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is still available. But the Tom Holland, I did a Tom Holland and an Iron Man. Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. And they came out pretty good. And so the main thing when you're using these colored pencils is like you're smashing it in so that it just becomes like a layer of color. You're like melting the color onto the page. And that creates like the smoothness that looks a lot like paint when it is done right. Let's see. Patrick Daniels says, I'm so jazzed for He-Man that I can't stand it. He can't stand it. Brother Benny says, I just subscribed to her podcast. I'll forward it to my wife too. Thanks. Yes. No, she is she has like 400 some episodes. So anything that you can think of, she usually has it covered. So we are on our last kid, and he graduates on Saturday. So she is actually graduating. She's all done, essentially, with homeschooling our 3 kids. And all 3 of them are thriving. So there's no regrets. No regrets. So when you're using these colored pencils, it's nice to remember to keep a pencil sharpener handy. And you don't want like the regular, like I usually like my pencils like really sharp like this. And so a regular pencil sharpener makes more sense for a regular pencil, but I'm going to fish around here for, I should have done this earlier. Did I mention I had a late dinner? Here it is. So you take one of these. Oh boy. I don't have my handy dandy trash can nearby. Here we go. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going to old school, small one. And just like magic. Boy, that's deep. It's cutting deep. And he's ready to go. Oh, I dropped the sharpener right in the trash. But we're in good shape. Good shape. All right. Let's see how it all turns out, huh? Can I maintain the vision of this? Because sometimes you get lost. Like this is the top of his thigh over here. Maybe you even want to throw in like, this is kind of his knee here. Kind of his knee right there. And then this is like where the moon is going to be hitting. And so you'll see a little bit of his foot and his claw foot. His claw foot. And then I got to fix the microphone. Because this microphone is only good if it is like 2 inches away from your face. That's why you can't hear the other things going on in the room. It's still dropping. Killing me, microphone. All right. Let's see if we can't start putting in some of the inks to bring out the contrast, to draw the eye to places we want it to be drawn. Right. So this microphone's gonna kill me here. All right. Here we go now. All right, let's work around the eye here. So it really is just to bring in that contrast so that we can identify the shapes like a good comic book drawing. Should really kind of let you know. That'll be his flat top hairdo. His hairdo. Then we'll come down. More flat top hairdo. Got the two horn. And that'll be his ear, so. And we can chop off some of any kind of excess from the white pencil that helped us with the composition. And it also will give us, there's something about his cheeks. Like it's very, it really defines him here. Maybe not. I mean, it looks very much like the cartoon as I remember it. So maybe it's not as important as I thought. I thought there was it's hard to explain, like the way there's a wrinkle in his cheek that I thought was kind of unique to him, but I didn't see it in that drawing. So I think maybe we're gonna be all right. We'll be all right. So when I do like the inside of the mouth, I just kind of go for the blackness. And then just remember, if he's got fangs, just make room for that fang there. But I'll come back in and add some of the teeth, the whiteness of the teeth. You see, comes down, wham. All right. Okay. So I was just checking to see how deep his sideburns go, but not very. But he's got a big jowl. And his cheekbones are very defined here, as I noticed. But I was thinking like he had like these cheeks in here, but I'm not seeing that in the inside drawing there, so I don't know if it's always there. Given that the ears, because what demon would be a demon without pointy ears, right? Right. So I don't know if you guys saw that Alpha Red is going to appear on the cover of one of the alternate variant covers for Last Gen #1 at Grok Comics. It was a reward tier that was available, and he gave me a good deal on it. So I said, yes, let's see Alpha Red everywhere. It's kind of like a tryout issue. Like like Last Gen is a Teen Titans kind of, it's like a younger group. And it is written by Alpha Red writer Ray McKay. And so they gave me a sweet deal on just putting him on the cover so that it looks like he's trying out for the Last Gen team. He is not in the comic at all. But it was a fun way to promote Alpha Red. The hero we need. The hero we need. Very cool on the Grok cover. Yes, sir. I thought so. There was some color problems from what Bill posted. So I reached out to Bill and I said, hey, colors are just a little messed up. Gave him some pointers as to where the colors went a little awry. And he assured me that the colorist would correct what needed to be corrected. Coming together? What do you guys think? I was worried there for a little bit. We do need to show his other part of the wing here. We'll show, like, I don't know, what do you call those? Like, it would be like the fingers of a bat's hand where the webbing is, but like they don't have that kind of anatomy. They don't have that kind of anatomy. So this would be like part of the wing up here. So that would be the top of that wing, that finger type thing. The technical biological word for that is a thing. Brother Ernest says, it's awesome how you did the shadows and shading with this while using the cover color. Yeah, that was the plan, and I didn't know if that was going to work out. So I am glad, as you are glad, that things are slowly working themselves out. I'm going to do the old Jim Lee image, Rob Liefeld, Will Spertatio, the gradation, the up thing on it, on these parts of these. And just I'm back into them a little bit, looking at some old Jim Lee art, just old Will Spertatio, all the image guys. I mean, I have varying opinions of their current skill level, because you don't stop evolving as an artist, and that sounds like it's a good thing, because the assumption is that you're always improving. You're always taking like the best new influence and kind of grafting it into your style. But it also can be a bad thing when you stray so far from the original style that everyone knows you for and likes that you kind of alienate your old fans. Like Rob Liefeld was like super good. Maybe not super good, but like he, like you know why he became as popular as he was, because because of the energy and even the anatomy, even though it wasn't like realistic anatomy, it was realistic enough, I want to say, so that it was like fun to look at. Now it's like, it's a little less so. It's like sausages, like sewn together. Not quite as organic looking as it used to be. Not as organic. Yes, the cover concept is pretty gosh darn cool. Looking great. Thank you, sirs. Thank you. Alpha Raiders with some encouraging words. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I don't know if you guys are on Substack, but I'm just going to pimp out the Substack. I don't know if you guys would be willing to support me over there. I was going to do like a subscription model where I would do another video, but also you would be able to download, like for that $5 a month, you could download all the digital copies of Alpha Red. And I would have extra things on there that you could download, all the old comics. It's just some things I don't know where or how to share them. So I don't know if I shared with you guys the Absolute Batman homage cover that I did for Alpha Red, but I don't know how to use it or where to use it, because it'd probably be best as a number one, but I already have a homage cover for issue number one, but I don't want to just do it as a one-off kind of thing, because I want to be able to share it with more people for a longer amount of time. So I don't know how to do that, but if I had a Substack, whatever, it could only be available through Substack or something like that. Plus, Substack is where I kind of share the day-to-day progress. You have not seen too much progress here lately because I have been working. The full-time job I was at a conference for the full-time job. So I have not been sharing in the past couple of days. So this would be the hair going on back here. And we'll give him like more flowy hair than in the cartoon. Kind of just moved around as a blob. We use some Dave Finch kind of like how he talks about it, like bigger ribbons of hair, and then like in between you do some of the lighter stuff. Hopefully you see a little bit of Dave Finch in this, trying to take in what he's talking about when he's been using a lot of Mike Mignola art to kind of talk through his like how he sees form, and he'll take his anatomy, and then he'll look at some Mike Mignola pages and use the shadows in the way that Mike Mignola uses it, like just really hard, usually like very bold shadows. So bold shadows. Very bold. And that's the only downside to some of these sketch covers. Like the black ink has a problem absorbing into the color. And so the black lines are just not as black as I like. It becomes like a really dark gray, which is kind of fine. But like if you are looking for some really strong contrast, it's really hard to achieve. It's like some cloth-ish, loincloth. That's a big old thigh. Big old thigh. Thigh muscles. My family is really into working out. And they all go to the gym. I'm the only one who doesn't go to the gym. And they all talk about their muscles. Like my wife can do 10 pull-ups. I don't know how many women you know can do 10 pull-ups, but it is somewhat emasculating to a man to watch his wife do 10 pull-ups. And I cannot do one, not even one. Actually, I can do one, but that's it. And it's an ugly one, I promise you. She's got pretty good form. She can do 35 push-ups. That's about as many push-ups as I can do in a row. But fun stuff. They are very into the working out. Working out. I don't know if you guys are into working out. As an artist, not as much time. Although it's not all artists, because I have seen like Greg Capullo. He's pretty strong. Can't think of anybody else offhand though who works out like that. Anybody else you know, art-wise, that you can think of that is as strong and muscly as their drawings? It's muscly. My workout is walking to the fridge and back. You and me both, brother. You and me both. I try not to. I try not to spend too much time opening the fridge and staring at what my options are. She's pretty good at not bringing anything into the house that is bad for us. So for right now, it's pretty nice to look at all the cupboards and not find anything that is tempting, which is not great when you're like really hankering for something bad. But for the most part, it's best practice that I not complain about not having anything in the house that's bad for me, because I would eat it. I would just eat it. Just eat it. Eat it. They said that in Europe, they're taking the Mandalorian and Grogu out of the IMAX theaters and putting in the Michael movie in Europe. What do you guys think about that? I'm curious about the Michael movie. I was so curious about Project Hail Mary because everybody was saying how great it was. I actually went to see it, took my wife to it. She's not a big fan of sci-fi or space stuff in general. She's a we did not land on the moon kind of girls. And so, but she enjoyed it. She liked Rocky. But I was very curious because the theater for Michael I peeked in was pretty full. And by the time I watched Project Hail Mary, Michael, I don't know if Michael came out first or second, but it's pretty steady. People going to watch this Michael movie. Brother Fong's in the house. That's a good looking Goliath. Well, I thank you, sir. I thank you. You're getting really good with these non-white sketch covers. I'm trying to think outside the box a little bit. Trying to think outside the box when it comes to these. I do have a couple of Batman ones. I don't know what the significance of some of these, what do they call them? Facsimile issues. But there's like this blue one. Speaking of like the off-color ones, like what is the significance of Batman 676? I don't know, but I mean it looks pretty good. But what is the significance of that? Why did they reprint that? I wonder. I wonder who wrote the book of love. All right, let's go with brown because I have the browns right here for his loincloth here. The old loins. We don't want to see your loins, sir. How about a darker brown? Darker brown for... So I could go probably, if I knew what I was doing, instead of all the black lines, I could go in with like whatever that color is and then create like this painted looking thing. If I were that committed. Which I don't think I'm ready for. Not ready for it. I want like not a completely white, but like a, whatever this blue, oh boy. This blue, bluish purple color for his buckle. Just a little bit of highlights. Happy little highlights. Makes it look like it's silver. Let's get his teeth in here. Let's sharpen this guy up right quick so I can get some longer fangs. I don't like to go too sharp, but gotta get some fangness in here. Scary. Did anybody watch Project Hail Mary? What'd you think? Oh man. can't help but press down. Losing my voice. I thought it was pretty good. It was long. I think maybe I did talk about it here already when I went to watch it. It's a little longer than I felt it needed to be. A little bit of slow burn. Sort of. There we go. Now we're talking. Looking like Goliath a little bit. Yep, got the eyes there. Yep, we're good there. Let's see. So I made him kind of floaty. See if we can't bring him down so that it looks like he is standing on that corner instead of, let's see, his feet would be, let's go, where his toesies would hang over like that, Kabamski, right? And then, so these toes would be hanging over here, Kabamski. And 2-point perspective. I don't know. Is that 2-point perspective? Go out this way. And then, so that we'd see the top of his hand a little bit more. All right. It's in real time here, guys. Trying to fix a happy accident where I didn't think about where his feet were going to be. I was more concerned about like where the highlight of the lighter purple was going to be. Maybe I would give him a little bit more color in his brow here so it doesn't look like he's going all yeah. That turned out I eat. Not so bad. What color? I would want like a dark gray, almost like we'll use like what do we got? What kind of options we got down here? Any significance to that Batman 676? Somebody want to, like, I'll go into the comic store and there'll just be like a random facsimile reprint of something older. I'm like, And then, of course, it has a sketch cover, which makes me double, And then I'll walk over and pick it up. They know me. My local comic shop knows me all too well. Let's see. I was going for the bricks. Like, what can we do to make the bricks look more like bricks? Oh, I forgot to do the top of the hand too. We'll go back and do that. All right. We'll let some of this. This is like a kind of a grayish. Feels almost greenish. It's like a brownish, greenish, grayish thing. So we'll use that as the top here of said building. And that'll be over here too, underneath his feet. Take it right over top of the white pencil that we use for the composition. And then we'll go lighter over here because it'll be like the building. You'll see bits of the building. down, being lit by the city here. I don't know if you can get a glimpse of that. And then we'll go over here, do the same. But I'll leave a little bit of the purple stick through to give it like a shadow. Just kind of using the purple. So I don't have to grab another color. Not usually a color guy, so not confident in the use of the colors. And then let's go back to this top of the building ledge color, and maybe just lightly, just so it's not exactly purple, the same purple as his skin. I'm just not pressing down as hard here, and just want to make sure. I'm going to press down hard over here. Come in with, will this sit on top? Doesn't want to. So the waxiness of sometimes the waxiness of the colored pencil doesn't allow the flow. Not a good flow. Not so good a flow, but you fight through it and hope that the ink comes out in spite of the waxy color from the colored pencil. Not so bad. Didn't turn out too bad. Let's see. Funk says Batman R.I.P. was a story arc after Final Crisis when Batman was killed by Darkseid. The reality was that he was trapped somewhere in time. And, was that like a popular thing? Was it like a big shocker? Like, who really thought that Batman was going to die? Like, will they ever have the nerve to do that? And will we believe them if they try to kill Batman? It's like, how long until you bring him back, right? That's what we would all be thinking. How long until you bring him back with a new number one and yada, yada, yada. Like, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. So you want to keep the dark color right next to the highlight color. Like, this would be like as far down as the shadow goes. And then the knuckle, what is that? Your bone, your tendon would show up there. At least in my mind. I don't know all the tendons. But we'll keep it dark. And then we'll just assume that your brain will make up the rest of the correctness. This would be like the rest of the building there. Put a window right yonder way. Maybe a second window. We went and did a prayer walk today after church. That was pretty cool. It's the first one of the season. I got into it last year when I got back from my mission trip to Honduras. And they were doing a lot of prayer walks. And I was like, man, that feels so important. And we don't do it. But then my church started doing it, and I jumped on. All right, we're going to let that. So, yeah, like some of the ink is like looks still wet. Like this looks wet still. So it makes me want to just kind of go in and get that contrast all over the rest of the image. You know? Brother Ernest says, like when Doomsday defeated Superman, that was like the 4th time he died. But they made it seem like the first time, and it was a pretty important time. You know, I remember what a big deal everybody thought it was. And it made me think that they were actually going to kill him for real until like 2 or 3 months after that. And I think that's when I started working at the comic book store that I worked at. And the solicitations started coming through for the consequential, like the next couple of issues. And it was clear that he was coming back. And people, I don't know, it still felt like it did well for a little while, even after that. Oh, I never got over here. Never did. The wing thing, the wing thing over here. Yeah. So killing somebody in the superhero world does not seem like a big deal. I guess Alfred has been dead for a while. I did not know that. Did not know that until I started picking up Absolute Batman, and they made a big deal that Alfred was back, but he was like more of the soldier than he was in the regular continuity. And they kept talking about like he was dead. And then obviously when they switched back to they rebooted Batman #1, that they were talking about how Alfred was dead and he had given all his money. Like he was given all of Bruce Wayne's money, and then he died, and then I guess Nightwing took all of his money and gave it all away or something. So, I mean, that could be a cool storyline where you kill them for years and years. And then when you eventually bring them back, hopefully it matters. All right, guys, what do you think? I think I'm just going to do a little bit more dark down here to show the contrast in the wing and kind of pop his thigh out a little bit, separate his thigh from the background. But methinks we're done on time. What do you think, guys? I haven't been done on time in a long time. My wife is very used to me rolling down 9:45. She's getting ready for bed. Accuses me of being up here much longer than I need to be, which is not always wrong. This would be his wing down here, so we want to make it a different direction than his pectoral there. But yeah, I can't recommend Mr. David Finch's YouTube channel enough for his tutorials. He kind of gives you permission to go directly to a better artist and learn directly from them by copying as much as you can, but like not copying the picture. I do recommend if you're struggling to draw a visually appealing picture, go ahead and draw the whole thing. There's a guy who does that. He just did Dan Mora. I don't know if your algorithm will show you this, but he like deconstructs the artists that he highlights. And he recently did Dan Mora, but he has done Joe Madureira and some of my favorites. And in that deconstruction, sometimes he'll take an image and he will draw the whole thing. And he tells you what he learns while he is drawing that image, so that you can kind of recreate the logic behind their style, so you can mimic what you want to mimic, and so your pictures turn out better than what you could draw on your own. Patrick Daniel says, this is looking amazing. One of your best. Thank you. I agree. FYI, Superman has 14 deaths in total starting in the 60s. Wow. All right, guys, before I ruin this picture, I'm just going to let it be. Let it be. As one of the Beatles, I'm sure, said, let it be. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for your words of encouragement. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I can't believe we're done at on time. All right, guys. You are the best. Until next week, grace and peace. We are out.
He rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, we'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha infrared.